สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome to be my guest and you're with me สดชื่นลิมเกรียงไกร Today we are at the National Research Council of Thailand where professors and universities bring their innovations to compete for an award. Today we will be talking to 3 professors who will show us their innovations. Let's hear more about it now. In this segment, we are joined by Assistant Professor Bunyong Rungryeong Doi Bun, Creative Engineering Design and Development Center of Thammasat University. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ
Thank you for joining us today. First of all, can you explain to us what is this machine?
This machine we call the grade training machine for the stroke patient.
Okay.
This one we design and develop for the stroke patient. The stroke is just the brain injury
Okay.
that cause the patient half paralyzed.
Okay.
And then the patient need to do some physical therapy that they can come back to work like the normal.
I see.
Okay.
I see. So what is the purpose of this machine itself?
This purpose of this machine is just focus on the gait training only,
Okay.
or just the train the patient to walk
I see.
like normal people.
I see. So, right now in different hospitals or in some clinics, there are already machines similar to this.
Yes.
So, how is your machine different to the traditional machines that are now at the hospitals?
Traditional machine, they just like the parallel bar.
Okay.
They use a lot of the physical therapists, at least about 2 people
Okay.
for one patient. One people to hold the patient and another one to move the leg
I see.
to train the people, to train the brain of the patient
I see.
to know how to walk. So that cost a lot of the try for the physical therapy and the patient. And then most of them cannot do the physical therapy for the whole program. For example, they need to practice for the 30 minutes.
I see.
But for that difficult, they just work maybe just 5 minutes and then get tired, most of
Okay.
them.
I
So
see.
that's why the efficiency of the normal physical therapy is not perfect.
I see. And it uses a lot of manpower as
Yes,
well.
yes.
So, right now, is this machine available in some hospitals? Is it already put into use?
Yes, right now there are very high-tech machine. They call the robot gait training.
Okay.
In Thailand, there are about 3 or 4 machine.
So
But
it's only 3 or 4.
The cost is very high.
Okay.
It's about 18 million baht.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that the people have a lot of the travel cost because when we do the physical therapy, we cannot do just one time.
Yes, of
we,
course.
we have to do a lot. For example, maybe at least 3 times a week
I see.
and maybe about 3 or 4 months.
I
So
see.
that gives the very high cost for the travel to the patient.
I see.
So most of them just miss the doing program, the training program. So
I see.
cost a lot of people. The most of the patient disability people.
Yeah, I see. Okay. So, it's not convenient for them to go
Yeah.
to places and actually, take the therapy sessions, and therefore they don't actually get better.
Yeah.
So, you told me earlier that this machine you already been put on trial in some hospitals in the rural areas.
Yep.
So, can you tell us about the feedback?
Yeah. The first idea is we think that we have to bring the machine or the device close to the patient, so that when we design this machine, they have to be the price of the machine should be low enough
Okay.
to distribute all over the country.
I see.
And then have to be the simple using and simple maintenance.
I see.
Right. So right now we do some clinical trying
Okay.
with 15 patients.
I see.
The result is very good. The patient after training with 8 weeks, they can work better, can walk better, walk faster, and walk longer for the specific of time. And then right now we expand our testing with the 12 machine
Okay.
around Bangkok.
I see.
And then right now we are going to correct the data. And then we try to make the standard of this machine for the medical device.
Okay, I see. So now let's talk a little bit about the machine itself. So it looks very interesting, especially with one of your students here trying to show us. Can you explain to us how this machine works?
The machine work, okay. There are two parts of the machine. The first one is the support for the people, for the patient standing. And another one is for the moving the leg.
I see.
And then the first step, we have to hold the patient in the standing position and ready for walking. In this position, the patient have to be think about they are walking. So that help a lot for the brain
Function?
brain function, yes. And then after that, we have to adjust the speed of the walking.
Oh, so it's adjustable. The speed
Yes,
is adjustable.
this machine can be adjusted from 0 to 120 steps per minute.
Okay. I see. So what about, you saw that there's something attached to the patient. How much weight can it carry?
It can be up to 120 kilograms.
Okay, so it's also okay for heavy patients
Yes,
as well.
yes.
And I saw that there are spring steps there
Okay.
at the bottom. Can you explain to us?
The advantage of this machine is the spring foot pad.
I see.
This device to make sure that the patient put the weight on the weak side. If with this no device, we cannot recognize the patient put the weight on the weak side.
So you wouldn't know.
Yes.
I see.
So that we encourage the patient try to put the weight.
I see.
Yeah.
So how long does the patient have to go for on this machine?
For the training program, there to be about 30 minutes a day.
Okay. And
for
how many
walking.
days would you suggest would be good?
At least about 3 times a week.
At least.
Yes, but if they can do every day is better.
I see. So you can say that this machine is a great alternative for people who have limited budget
Yes.
and is not available to, commute to longer places or far away places. It's a
yes.
good option for
Yes,
people
yes.
to, get back 100%.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today and explain to us your machine.
Thank you.
ขอบคุณค่ะ
ครับ
In this segment, we are joined by Dr. Pipat Pong Wattanawanyu, Associate Dean for Research and Innovation, College of Engineering, Rangsit University. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ
Thank you for joining us today. So today we will talk about your machine. So can you tell us what your machine is?
Yes, of course, we have shim processing process for industrial. Yes, our process including the shim grader, shim roller, shim conveyor until to the steam cooker.
I see. So everything related to shrimps,
Yes,
basically. I
shrimp
see.
specialist.
I see. So what gave you the idea for this machine?
Okay, before our shim industrial popular in Thailand, we use a lot of man hours for working this process.
I see.
Yes, after that, this is a problem. Company will consult Rangsit University
I see.
how to develop the machine.
I see. So it's because of it's the manpower that needs to be used. The idea of this machine was
Yes.
created. So how long did it take you to create this machine?
Oh, how long? Totally is 2 years.
Okay, so that's quite some time. So how does this machine work? Can you tell us a little bit about how it's used?
How it's used? The first, the machine when the shim into this process, we have the machine for grader
Okay.
called the shim grader, and after that we have a hopper scale for sizing the weight of shim. Yes,
I see.
and after that send to the conveyor to the processing steam cooker. Yes, and after that to the final process cold processing and packaging.
I see. So what you brought here, which I saw just now, is actually a very small machine. It doesn't look very big. So is this just part of the machine or there's actually a bigger one?
Yes, that is part of machine. For the
Okay.
factory, we have a lot of part of machine installed in this process.
I see. So when you mention factory, does that mean that this machine is already put into real use? I see. So what is the feedback like?
What is the feedback when I installation this machine to the company? Food company says this process can autonomous and ready for ease. This is difficult for engineer design this plant. That means you can push switch and no have worker.
I see.
Yes.
I see. So they like this machine. It
Yes.
helps them a lot with, especially with the costing, I believe. Like they don't need to use manpower for every section. This
Yes.
machine can take over that
Yes.
that problem here. I see. So does it only work with shrimps or does your machine works with other products as well? Or this machine only have shrimps or do you have other machine that works with
Okay,
other?
so for this competition, we offer shim processing, but our company have a lot of machine.
Okay.
Now we develop the belt conveyors for the meat, pork, and we have steam boiler
I
for
see.
the steaming the chicken.
Okay. So everything that's to do with farming, agricultural sector, basically. I see. So is there any further plans to develop this machine that you brought here, the shrimp? Is there any plans to make it better or another version of the machine? Is there any future plans for
Yes,
it?
in the future we will develop the shim processing machine for the automatic process.
I see. So right now, do you sell it to the factories
Yes.
or people, and does only factory comes to buy to you or anyone can, if interested, let's say if our viewers, some of the factories who's watching right now is interested,
yes.
can they just contact you for this?
Yes.
Rangsit University, right?
Langsit University for me, and you can contact the Thai MedTech company in Samut Sakhon.
I see. So earlier you mentioned actually that there is also poultry machines and other type of machines as well. So is that all already developed or is still in working progress? Is it finished already?
Yes, it's finished already.
I see. So right now we're with the machine itself here. So can you tell us a little bit of how does it work? How this machine works?
This is a machine called the shim cutting process.
Okay.
That means the shim into the inlet size and we have a blade for the cutting
Okay.
shim.
Okay. So it starts with the tray over there. You put the shrimps, like the full shrimps.
Yes, push the shim over the tray.
Okay. And then where does it go? It goes here. And what does it do here? Does it cut the shrimp open?
Yes,
or?
this is a cut shim and open the shim look like the butterfly.
Okay.
Yes, you will see this shim cutting. This
Okay.
shape say the butterfly slide.
I see. So and that's the end of the process.
Yes.
So how long does the process take?
How long the process
Yeah,
takes?
for the shrimp to be cut open.
Okay, for the 1 ounce, this capacity can cut about 2,500 shim per 1 ounce.
So it's quite efficient. It's better than manpower because it can do more quickly.
Yes, more quickly. Yes.
I see. And also you received an award for this as well. When was this the award received? In which year did you receive the award?
Yes, this year we received award for.
I see. So does this only can only cut open shrimps, right? It cannot, and it's for sushi purposes. Can it be used for other type of food as well, or it's just for shrimps?
Just
I
for
see,
shrimp.
I see. So in factories, how many machines do they normally have?
Yes, how many machine? This is the part of processing. We have a lot of machine in the shrimp processing. That means grater, conveyor, steam cooker,
I
and
see.
cooling process.
I see. So this is just one part.
Yes, one part of
the-
this process.
I see. Well, thank you so much for coming in and joining and telling us about the machine. ขอบคุณค่ะ
ขอบคุณครับ
In this segment, we are joined by Assistant Professor Saad Suprasert, Suranari University of Technology, School of Civil Engineering, Nakhon Ratchasima Province. สวัสดีค่ะ
สวัสดีครับ
Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much. See you too.
So first of all here, you brought some products with you today. So can you explain to us what are these products?
Okay, let me explain you a little bit. This is our final product.
Okay.
Actually, we call it cellular lightweight concrete,
I
or
see.
sometimes we call it CLC concrete.
Okay.
So you can touch it. It's very light.
Definitely very light.
It's lighter than the water, so it can float in the water.
So it won't sink even if you put it for like an hour,
No,
it won't
will not
sink.
absorb water in.
I
It's
see.
very good, very effective cellular concrete.
I see. So these are your end products.
Yeah, this is the end product. To make the very effective concrete like this, cellular concrete like this, we have to come from very good of the foaming agents.
I see.
These foaming agent normally we import from
Abroad.
from outside
I
country.
see.
But right now we develop from our own. We have a license, confidential license for
I
this
see.
agent. We develop from our agricultural local product.
I see.
So we don't need to import any agent from
I
from
see.
foreign.
So
anymore.
that way it lowers the costs as
Yeah.
well of creating
Yes.
this product.
and available for the market.
I see, great. So apart from, it's lightweight here that we already can see right now, what are the advantages of
Oh.
this type of concrete?
Okay, thank you very much for the questions. The first advantage is light.
Yes, of course.
When it light, it become very easy to handle.
Exactly.
Whatever you carry, you transport, whatever, it's very cost saving.
Yes.
And the other great benefit become a bit very good insulation. It
okay.
heat resistant.
I
It
see.
fire resistant. Okay, the heat cannot pass through from this side to other side because inside here we have a very small bubble inside and they are not connected, so the heat cannot transfer.
I see.
And also it absorb the noise. It's very good acoustic material. This is very advantage from this one.
I see.
Okay.
Well, it looks great. It's suitable for a house even to be
yes,
built for
it
a
is.
house.
In future, they become a very famous material for
Of
the
course,
for the
I
housing
see.
project.
Why do you think it's not popular now? Like, why is it not widely used now? Is it because of the pricing at the moment?
There are two reasons. Or that the first one is nobody knows about that. Okay. Second one is very quite difficult to handle at the beginning process or
I
the
see.
mixing process. So
I
that
see.
is why our research developed already the small machine that can
okay.
produce the end product like a concrete
Like
lightweight block.
a block.
A block concrete. The capacity is about 500 to 1,000 bricks per day.
Wow, that's quite a lot actually for a small machine.
The small machine will include the foam generator.
So this thing.
So we put this agent in and then we produce the foam and mix to the concrete.
I see. So if someone's interested, let's say, wants to buy this machine,
Yeah, we already launched into the market
I
right now.
see,
We
I
have in market about 10 sets already with this
I
1
see.
year.
So with the set, it comes with everything.
Yeah, include mix design software, and we also have confidential license on this one too.
I see.
And include training too.
Ah, okay.
Our research unit will train the-
So
the
they
one
will
who
go
bought.
on to the location and be there with the buyer
Yes,
and
yes.
teach them everything. How long does the training session go
That's
for?
all 3 days when we found.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mentioned earlier that the beginning process is quite complicated. Why is
quite-
it complicated?
It's very hard to find a good foaming agent
I
at
see.
the beginning, and the foaming agent must create the very stable foam and a very small bubble inside there. That is a very difficult one. If we import some chemical agent from foreign
Outside.
from foreigner, it maybe sometimes very tough to control the process. Okay,
I
but include the training and include the software, we are guaranteed that we will produce very good foam. Okay, to do the. This is the first part. The second one is it's really high workability. Okay, the fresh concrete like almost like the water, so we have to have very good form work. Okay.
I see.
So when engineer understand this process, so yeah, will be very popular. In
I see. So it's just a little bit complicated in the beginning,
A
but
little
once
bit
you get
only.
the idea, it's very easy
Yeah,
here.
that's correct, and
I
it is
see.
very very good.
Yeah, it
Okay?
seems like
Yeah.
it. It's very light indeed. So when you say that you already launched these products into the market and already 10 sets are sold,
Yep.
what is the feedback?
Well, they do very good market outside because the concrete block normally they're sent from the factory, maybe in Bangkok or nearby Bangkok to the up country. But once they have these machines at the site, they
Yes.
can produce the concrete block and launch to the job site.
I see.
Very good.
So how long did it take for you and your colleagues to research on this product?
Oh, we start about 7 years ago.
That's quite some time.
This is the most difficult one because
I see.
to make the foaming agent, to make a good foam is very difficult.
I see.
And we have a confidential license. on
Of
this
course,
one.
after
and
7
after that,
years.
we develop the machine.
I see.
Our intention is to launch for the local community.
I see. So is there any future plans for this machine or for this product itself?
Okay, the future plan maybe similar like this. We try to apply the application of the concrete, cellular concrete. Like this is an infill wall, so we plan to do the another precast concrete, or maybe on the rooftop of the roof,
Houses.
the house, because
I see.
we have a very special property of the
I see.
installation.
I see. Well, it's not related to anything, but I'm curious myself. Since it's floating, can it be built into a boat?
Maybe it's
Is it possible?
yeah, it's possible to but it will what happen if it break.
So it's easy to break. Like concrete, right? After
it's,
all.
less than the steel,
Yeah,
less
of
than
course.
the fiberglass.
Because it's a very useful, factor indeed that it's able to float, and it's actually, good with heat. So it's a perfect, element here to have. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing with us your information and knowledge. ขอบคุณ
Thank
ค่ะ
you very much. See you too. สวัสดีครับ
With the 3 innovations presented to us today, hopefully it could become a successful innovation and is accessible to the general public and the community. And that's all the time we have for this episode. Thank you for tuning in. See you again next time. สวัสดีค่ะ